Hey guys! So, this week's Taco Tuesday is a little different than you're used to. It's not me and Gomez. It's the outtakes of the James Rutherford chat that I recorded with my friend Moral. And that will be coming out this week. However, the raw audio file is 5.5 hours long. So, it's going to take me a long time to edit. But there are a lot of parts of it where we just couldn't stop laughing, or we had some really good points that I want to keep, but they would bog the chatlog itself down. So what I've decided to do is collect the best ones and make some Taco Tuesdays out of them. We will also have regular Taco Tuesdays interspersed, but so this first one is before the chatlog itself comes out, kind of as a teaser as to the vibe of it. And also, I think that there is just a lot of good jokes and a lot of really good points and discussion in there. So I hope you enjoy it. Me and Moral talking about and roasting James Rutherford, but also there is some pretty interesting parts about the guy who fucked Airwolf. Do you not know who Airwolf is? Google it before you watch this video. It's just a helicopter, but I mean, it's important context. I'm gonna shut up now. Okay, please enjoy it. You're like that guy. Did you ever see that documentary about the guy who fucks cars?
I did. It's been a while, but I do remember that. I do remember that guy.
The best scene is when like the crew like hears something weird outside in the middle of the night and they wake up and they're all like peeking through the window and he is straight up fucking one of their SUVs and they're like, "Oh, come on, man." This is the best part that lives in my head constantly. I don't remember. I know he's also the guy who said he fucked Airwolf.
Wow.
Yeah. Which, if true, I mean, good for him. That's a hot helicopter.
You know, it's amazing to me how much we as a species have evolved, and somehow most of us aren't quite to the standards that this man is at.
He's on another level.
Truly a different level.
I could only wish. I mean, is he going to get an STD from an SUV? No, he's not. He's smart.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to deal with like a car is never going to like break your heart and leave you unless someone drives off with it.
Yeah. And at that point, you just call the police and report it stolen.
Exactly. You can't do that if like, you know, someone breaks up with you. You can't call the police and be like, "They broke my heart. Bring them back now." But this guy, he can do that.
Yep.
And he's more evolved than us. Hey guys, listen. This was going to be less about car fucking originally.
but of course I bring us there.
We're here and we're making the best of it.
Yes.
Speaking of, in James Rutherford's file, there is a picture of his car.
Yeah.
But it is titled rear side full. And I thought that was going to be a picture of his butt, but it is the back of his car, unfortunately.
Yeah, I too am disappointed by what that picture actually contained.
The lack of James Rutherford's butt.
Yeah. I mean, I was hoping that there'd be a lot more in his file, like maybe that picture, that moment where he flashed the decoy.
Oh yeah, I thought like when I got that file, it's like, oh, there's gonna be so much shit in here, and there just really wasn't. It's like 2 shots of his profile, one of him on webcam.
Yep.
And like that's pretty much it. And then decoy pictures, but they're all of Emily. So
Yeah.
We already knew what she looked like.
Yeah.
And so like there just wasn't anything that interesting in there. I was hoping there'd be like a call or something, but no.
Any kind of content in there would have been so amazing for me.
Yeah, like honestly, like really anything. I mean, seeing his profile is like okay, but he didn't have anything interesting on his profile other than he's a teacher.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to admit publicly on your profile while trying to solicit children.
Yeah, I mean, it's
preservation instincts, none.
Yeah. No, not at all. That almost be like if John Wayne Gacy had a Facebook and under occupation not only put clown but also murderer.
Clown, murderer, KFC entrepreneur.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at that point, you're just telling the world exactly everything you're doing.
And I want someone to applaud me for knowing that John Wayne Gacy did in fact own a couple of KFCs. Thanks so much.
You know what? I've learned something today because I did not know that.
Yeah, his first wife, it was her father who like gifted him a franchise of KFCs.
So that's the equivalent of getting a small loan of $1 million, right?
Yes. I
Okay.
mean, back then, a KFC, that was a gold mine, son.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's true.
Well, I promise you guys, I'm not gonna force any more weird serial killer facts like the Andre Chikatilo one from the last one I did with a steel. Oh God, Corey Edgar. Yeah, I'm not gonna surprise you guys with any weird serial killer facts in this one. I promise. Just the KFC thing. There's gonna be no how they get semen into. You know what? It's fine. We're gonna move on.
Yeah. Look, I can only promise that I'm going to hold you to that for as long as I remember, which will probably be another 5 seconds before I forget.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to come out of my mouth one way or another. If something reminds me, I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
We're just going to all hope that editing me has some sense and takes it out.
But I know that in.
No, editing me, stop it. Somewhere in the future right now, I'm listening to that and giggling and going, ah. Okay, we're focusing.
Yes.
I mean, this is only, 11 minutes. That's actually a pretty good intro for me.
Yeah.
And gross is
Yeah.
whenever they have like such, and most of them do, but whenever they have such like little kids screen names, it's like an extra layer of creeping me out.
Yeah, because that's like a giant red flag. This is a minor, and a lot of these guys don't even think twice about it. It's almost like a neon sign that says "all you can eat buffet here," and that's not the case.
And there was one that I was reading recently. It's not in TCAP, but the screen name like for the decoy was something like Daddy's Little Princess or something like that, and I was like, ew. Don't talk to that person.
Yeah.
Like if that's a very young child, like a mid-range teenager would be like, that's too little kid for me to have as a screen name. That's gotta be like an 11-year-old. And like I feel like that about anything with the name Princess in it. Kayla Princess, Princess Danica, like all of it is so creepy to me. Even though I do prefer that everyone calls me princess, but that's totally different, and it is a power struggle. Thank you so much.
I mean, your entitlement to the throne is not up for debate here. It's just a matter of time when you get to sit on the throne.
Yeah, and like, listen, I understand that at my age, it should technically probably be queen, but that means I have to make a ton of decisions, and that's a lot of stress. But a princess indicates that there's someone else running the kingdom, and I just get all the nice dresses and the deference from everybody, and that's what I want. I don't want responsibility, I want power.
I mean, isn't that what most of us strive for? Because who wants to be responsible?
Oh God, it's the worst, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm really bad at it too, and I don't like anything I'm bad at.
Making decisions, that's scary.
Ew, decisions, disgusting. And so if there is an adult listening to this that can make decisions, hit us up, because neither one of us are like super into that. So I would like to rent an adult to do a lot of my things that I don't want to do.
Or if Tom Brady's out there listening, and I know he is, because of course, why wouldn't he be listening?
He's a huge fan. Yeah,
of course. If you could just copy the Hertz model, but make it for rent adults.
Yes. Like, can I DoorDash myself an adult? Can I go and rent an adult? I need so many adults.
We need problem solvers for our everyday lives, because we don't want the responsibility of having to make a choice.
Yeah, I literally just need someone to like know my account passwords and stuff so they can go in and pretend to be me and like answer emails and shit, because your girl ain't doing that. Absolutely not. I tried to get Tito to do it. He cannot type. Turns out flippers are not great for it.
Oh, I was going to say, is it because he can't physically do it, or is it because he's too busy committing all the crimes?
Well, a little bit of both, but also he is illiterate.
Oh, oh, that hurts.
It's a problem. Cream cheese does all of his. No, this is Inside Baseball. Listen to Taco Tuesday if you want to know who cream cheese is.
Yes. Otherwise, you'll be listening to this and wondering, why are they mentioning a dairy product? No, it's not a dairy product. I promise you.
It is a beach ball shaped sycophantic beach ball. Shut up. This is stop it. I just want to talk about my complex inner world of penguins.
And I'm here to not only encourage it, but to words.
Never heard of her.
Don't know them.
English is my first language, but listen, I'm not good at it.
Yeah, same. I'm copying that one as well.
Yeah, we're just both taking a mulligan on the English language today. And I'm allowed to. I have to read a decoy, and they cannot spell. So
yeah,
I gotta get. I am method acting.
I mean, you're just getting into your character. That's all.
Exactly.
My foot is asleep.
Ouchie! He's such a good conversationalist.
Just what? That's not how
James,
I'm sorry, that just broke my brain.
James, some thoughts can be inside thoughts. You don't actually have to share every word that crosses your little brain. You can sometimes keep them right in the old brain locker, right up there, buddy.
He took the time to write that out and thought that was a good segue.
There's definitely times when I'm talking to somebody and I'll have this like sudden realization of like, why am I saying this out loud? Nobody fucking cares about this. But James, as we'll find out, does not have any of those thoughts.
Filter, never heard of her.
Never. Filter, hardly know her.
What else do you want to know about me? James, please, for the love of God, you're not being interviewed for a fucking position at your local fucking IHOP or anything. If you want to ask questions, you can.
Yeah, like, for anyone who's listening and is confused about the issue we have with him, number one, you're a very selfish conversationalist. And number two, the appropriate thing to do there would be to pretend that you're not just talking to hear yourself talk and ask her things about herself.
You know, the more I think about it, James Rutherford, if he had internet access right now, which I assume he would since he's no longer on the registry, he would love to just talk to these chatbots.
Oh, yeah. He'd be like, ask me anything, and the chatbot would just like send like a 20 question list, and he'd be like, fuck yes, people want to know everything about James. I knew it.
Yeah. I don't know why, but my brain just popped up. The chat bot would actually give him a survey to see which Disney character he is, and of course he comes up as Goofy.
And like, just like Eric Thornton, he takes it very seriously. He's like living by the Goofy code of honor now.
It's a good thing that Eric never heard about James Rutherford or didn't know that Rutherford existed. Otherwise, the two of them would be fighting to the death for who is Goofy.
He's like, listen, I'm the original Goofy. You can't even be Mickey Mouse either, because Mickey Mouse is very sexy. And I don't think you're sexy at all. But Mickey Mouse, I want to plow the buns off of Mickey Mouse. I want to obliterate Mickey Mouse's asshole. Like, why am I... Hey, you were supposed to stop me before these things came out of my mouth.
I'm sorry.
Anticipate.
I'm neither good at anticipating nor holding up boundaries.
Yeah, you are not good at that, and also like you have the unfortunate condition of finding me amusing, so you just let me talk.
Yes, because hey, I like to hear you laugh. Meanwhile, you're over there like, little help, Moral? You're supposed to rein me in?
What has to stop me? Once I start talking about fucking Mickey Mouse's ass apart, you're supposed to stop me.
But I will try to endeavor to do better.
Yeah, as soon as Mickey Mouse comes up again, just pull a fire alarm or something and run off.
Yes. Okay. That's the plan.
I don't even remember where we are now.
Because he doesn't hit capitalization on any of his other comments, so like that makes sense.
So he's even fucking up his stupid emoticons.
Oh my god, James, you're just such an overall failure at everything you do.
James, how did you even get your teaching certificate?
That's it. Harley Quinn theory. He totally was sleeping with his teachers.
That was it.
There you go.
Ew, those teachers must have. Ooh.
You know,
Maybe Stan was his teacher.
You know, that totally would make so much more sense. Otherwise, the alternative theory is that like it was a really rough 4 years for those teachers. Like, not a whole lot of candidates.
They were like, oh, fine. I guess this idiot.
It's like none of the other students that are actually good looking are failing their grades. So I guess we'll just have to settle for him.
And they're all talking about him behind their like his back. They're like, dude, you guys are fucking okay. Yeah, Dick Game's whack, right? Terrible. Oh, he just keeps telling me about how cold he is the whole time.
That like his Dick Game is as good as his grades. It's just non-existent.
And when he gets like close, does he also say, oh fuck yeah, you look like Grimace? Oh fuck yeah, you look like Grimace? Does he say that with you? Okay, he does? Okay, yeah. I was wondering what that was about.
I really thought it was just a personal attack on me.
I was like, wow, I do? Ow. But I mean, it seems to really be working for him. Oh fuck, okay.
Yes, James, put it on the child to make the decision for you.
I should. And also, guys, unless you have like the best ass ever, women don't want to see men's asses. Like they just unless they're about to fuck it, they don't really care. They're not like looking at men's butts like, oh, delicious. Ladies' butts, yes.
Yeah.
There's just nothing I want to do with a man's butt, like visually.
It's just like this is just more like fishing for his ego here. Like, oh, tell me I'm hot, tell me I'm sexy. You didn't like me without my shirt, so how about my butt?
And like I just like him being like, oh, I wonder how I can start, introducing the idea of this girl looking at me naked and like judging her level of comfort with his naked body. And he's like, I'll start with the butt. That's kind of down near where the wiener is. But again, nobody wants to see men's butts if they're like women. I shouldn't say that women are not a monolith. I bet there's a ton of women out there that are like, men's butts are great. I've just never met one.
Yeah, it's like what you said earlier. This is him fishing, and the damn fishing rod keeps catching him in the eye, and he hasn't learned a lesson.
He's never gonna learn a lesson.
No. Kissy face. So, what are you up to? James, you just asked that.
You just asked, bud. I mean, can't you get back to like, oh, that was it. She didn't respond to the kissy face. So a minute and a half later, he's like, so.
Oh, okay. But still, like.
He's like, talk to me.
Like, hey, James, here's a thought. If she didn't respond to the kissy face and you really want to talk to them, like, I don't know, come up with a topic. Like,
yeah, don't ask the same question reworded slightly.
Like, throw us a curveball here. Ask her, like, what she thinks about the political environment of South Korea.
Or, for fuck's sake, anything.
Anything.
Any question. I don't... From what's your opinion on Brexit down to what is your favorite color? I'll take anything at this point.
Yeah, like, stop putting her in the position of being Barbara Walters, please.
He's like, please interview me about everything. He's like, I'm going to talk about myself, and you ask questions so I can talk about myself. Thanks so much.
Yeah, totally not a narcissist.
No, not even slightly. That's definitely not the car of a narcissist.
No, that's also not the car of someone with a tiny penis.
Or someone who's going through a midlife crisis at 26? Bro, come on.
Well, I mean... Yeah. I mean, for 26, that was a rough year for him.
Yeah. I mean, 26 was not a great year for me either, bud, but I didn't buy a dumbass car.
Yeah.
I might have if I had money. I was going through when I was 26.
Well, I mean, like, look. He was going through such a rough patch that not only did he buy a car, he decided he was going to start hitting up women that he's older than by twice their age.
He spontaneously, like, that's the thing, is like when men have when men have midlife crises, they do go for women half their age. It's just that happens when they're 50, they go for 25-year-olds. James
Yeah.
started way too early, sir, but he still went for women half his age.
Yeah. James, like, buddy, the midlife crisis part of your life was supposed to come later on.
Yeah, like, I'm so sorry that, like, your school life sucked and you thought to yourself, when I get out of school, that's when I'll finally shine. And then you've been dull the whole time, so you're trying to recapture some magic in your life, but buddy, come on.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's not happening, bud.
I got up at like 6. Oh. I'm sorry, but like something about that line just triggered like the part of my monkey brain that was like, oh, did you ask Princess Kayla to set the alarm for you?
Right? Listen, it was very important because it was their money for them meeting. He was going to go do karaoke and she needed to go to bed to make sure he was awake.
Yeah, because she has to be the responsible one in the relationship because Lauren cannot be trusted with responsibilities.
Yeah, and, most men do that with the women in their lives, even if they're 13-year-old girls. They're like, can you just do all of the responsible labor for me?
Yeah, like, it's cool. It's whatever,
Yeah, that's why I chose to never grow up, because I ain't getting suckered into that. You try to ask me to be responsible. Fuck you,
It's like, again, well, I don't know what he is aiming for here with like this flex of I woke up at 6. Like, but we get it. You work at a school, of course you're going to be waking up early.
Yeah, like, even though I believe it's the weekend because she's obviously talking at 9 a.m. too.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even if it's a weekend, you always get up really early, so it's not shocking that you're accustomed to, like, what is this weird ass flex?
I don't know, and it bothers me in such a way that I can't quite like vocalize what it is about this that is just ticking me off.
Right? I got up at like 6. But she's supposed to say like, "Oh my god, you're able to set alarms? What a man!"
I know, right? It's just so weird.
It's just a continuation of James Rutherford having fucking nothing to talk about.
Yeah, because there's like literally nothing going on in that head, and we know this scientifically because we've seen that head.
Yeah. Hopefully later his foot falls asleep, so we'll have like an exciting thing to talk about.
or if we're ever so lucky, we'll get graced with another comment about a commercial.
Ooh, yeah. Maybe this one, it won't be a funny commercial. It'll be a dramatic commercial. We can really change it up here. He's a man of many emotions.
Yes. Many emotions, all of which seem to surround his dick.
Yeah, which is crazy.
It is. Haha, no, not at all. I'm a shrimp. How much do you weigh?
I fucking hate this question so much. Oh. Stop asking women how much they weigh. Stop asking anybody how much they weigh. Like, it's so creepy. How much do you weigh? Fuck you!
And I notice not only does he like not provide prompt out an answer of his own to assuage her as well, he doesn't even try to hint at like, oh, you didn't ask me how much I weigh. No, it's a totally one-sided street here.
Oh yeah, he's just making sure he's not hitting on a fatty.
Well, I mean, if you were really going to go that route, maybe you should have done this before you insulted her by saying she's grimace.
Also, I mean, hey, listen, he's a gym rat. He just really prefers a partner who also takes care of themselves the way he does.
Yes, it is hard work curling those Twinkies and ho-hos into your mouth every day.
I mean, I know that for a fact. Actually, I don't like Twinkies, but ho-hos, I'll fuck up.
Look, I have been known to dabble in my fair share of sweets. Leave all this in, by the way.
I thought you were gonna say you dabble in Twinks.
I'm not quite there yet.
I'm not there yet. I'm trying.
But yeah, I dabble in my own fair share of tweets. I did it again.
all of this in.
Please do. But yeah, that's just my God, like why is he so insistent on like trying to I don't know, like why do you care so much about like how big or small she is? You're not leaving her. You've already invested this much time, James. We know you're not like gonna start looking at other women all of a sudden. You've already got them lined up on the side anyway.
It's entirely likely that if she did give him a number for her weight that he didn't like, he might ghost her. Like I remember getting asked all the time at
You know.
around this age, when I was, 13, 14, and men would be like, how much do you weigh? I like at first I would answer honestly. And
Hmm.
that's how I learned that men don't understand weight distribution.
No.
They do for men because they'll be like, I'm like 6'5" and 300 pounds, and they're like, wow, there's so much muscle.
Yeah.
But for women, they're like 6'1" and 110 pounds, like, and they're like, no, she'll be dead, you idiots. It's not like any woman, if she gets above 115 pounds, they're automatically fat, even if they're 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
Like they really think that. So I learned to just say 120 pounds every single time because I was like a little bit chubby. So like, even though I weighed, I mean, I was almost 5'7". I weighed 135 to 140 pounds at the time, and men would call me fat. That
That's
is
just yeah.
normal. Like I was normal looking. I was like relatively
Yeah.
thinnish, but like, I had, yeah, but yeah, they would call me fat all the time if I told them
It
the truth.
yeah, it's just so fucked. Like I can't recall a time where I've asked that question just for the purpose of judging them, but rather like if I ever did ask this, it was mostly just so I could kind of get like an idea of like how like their height, their weight, just to get an idea of like their size in general, because but honestly, I don't recall ever using this "how much do you weigh" line. Like it's never crossed my mind to be like, oh, hey, yeah, I prefer this body type because I don't.
Yeah, like it, and if you like read chat logs or like even just the people who listen to my chat logs, this comes up in almost every single one.
Yeah,
They are terrified that they might have to molest a kid that isn't super thin.
yeah, and I think it was discussed on your server. The main decoy for the Georgia Sting House. They purposely went out of their way to find like a more normal looking girl who
Oh, that was the Murphy one, not
oh, the
Georgia. Yeah,
Murphy.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, and like the fact that like that has to be like really demoralizing in a way to take up that job, knowing that like you're gonna have to be dealing with all these perverts and every single one of them is just like, no, too fat, bro.
Yeah, and now almost 20 years later, people are still grown adults are still roasting that kid. I mean, she was like 19. She was still a kid. They're still
Yeah,
roasting her for being ugly and fat. Like, are you Okay, so like it's fine. Teenagers who are uggos, you can rape those ones,
yeah,
obviously. Who gives a fuck about them? I
yeah.
just think I don't know, I think it's disgusting. I get really
It
mad.
is. It really is. It's so frustrating because like this happens to so many different kids of different body types, um, and like the idea that it's only happening to quote unquote cute kids is really fucked.
Yeah, and this is not me trying to like dunk on myself or anything like that, but I mean it happened to me. I was never like stick thin or anything like that. Like I've always been like curvy, I guess. And like I wasn't fat in high school, but I was called fat a lot, and because that was the height of the like see your ribs thin,
Mm.
like anorexia chic kind of thing,
Hmm.
when everyone wanted like essentially basketball tits on a toothpick.
Oh yeah.
Um, and so everyone like called me fat constantly, and I still got groomed, even though I wasn't like Callista Flockhart skinny. I never had that kind of body,
Yeah.
and it still happened to me. And if I had been the decoy back then that they used for a TCAP, they would have had the exact same because that girl's normal looking. She's
Yeah.
normal. She's not fat. She's entirely normal.
Yeah.
And they would still be having the same conversations. And guess what, everybody? Like, y'all won. I have a lifelong eating disorder. Thanks.
Yeah.
Like,
It's so
the fuck?
fucked.
The fuck? Like, just leave people alone. Just like let them exist. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.